Introduction to Travel and Tourism. Defining travel and tourism. Travel. To make a journey or go somewhere. Tourism refers to short-term travel to places of interest outside of their typical environment, particularly for leisure and business. Tourism closely relates to the consumption of goods and services. We can further categorize tourism as international tourism, travel from one country to another, inbound, entering, and outboard, leaving. Domestic tourism, travel within the home country. Business tourism. Business tourism refers to trips taken for business needs outside of the normal work environment. It is vital to the industry as it is less seasonal, and business tourists often incorporate leisure into their trips. There are different kinds of business tourism. Business meetings, trips of any length to attend meetings. Trade fairs. Many industry organizations put on trade fairs to showcase their products to consumers, press, and others. Conferences or conventions. Many organizations hold conferences which can be attended by hundreds of people who need ways to travel and stay. Corporate hospitality. Companies often entertain their guests when on visits, for example buying clients' tickets to events. Leisure tourism. Most trips that are leisure tourism are for relaxation and enjoyment. These are called holidays, for example short breaks, city breaks, package tours. These usually last less than 2 weeks. Other forms. Special interest or activity tourism. Trips designed for particular activities, for example hiking, bird watching, pilgrimage. Sports tourism. Tourism to see or compete in a sporting event. Health tourism. Travel to another country for medical treatment. Educational tourism. Travel related to study, for example school or college visits, foreign language exchanges. Differentiating business and leisure tourism. To tell business and leisure tourism apart, here are some of the main distinguishing features they each have. There are different kinds of business tourism. Business tourism. Usually travel alone. Trips book on short notice. Productive during journeys. Usually on weekdays. Booked using internet travel companies. Experienced travelers. More likely to fly in higher classes. Leisure tourism. Travel in groups. Planned ahead of time. Enjoyment during journey. Less confident travelers. Weekends more popular. Motivating factors for tourism. Beyond the broad categories of leisure or business tourism, other motivating factors usually relate to personal enjoyment. These include visiting friends and relatives, VFR, events like weddings, funerals, birthdays, etc. Wanderlust. This refers to people's desire to experience new places and cultures. Adrenaline junkies. People who look for adventure and excitement through specialist activities, for example skiing, diving, bungee jumping. Culture vultures. Enjoy experiencing local culture and lifestyle, for example restaurants, museums. Beach lovers. Many people love to travel to warmer climates, sunlust. Package holidays advantages or disadvantages. Package holidays are holidays sold for a set price that include travel, transfers and accommodation in a single deal. Advantages: convenience, less organization, bookings done by others, private travel agencies. Cheaper. Can be catered or self-catered. Helpful holiday reps. Good for mass tourism, beach holidays. Travel with familiar people, for example all from UK. Recent disadvantages. Mass market tourism can have negative associations, for example, irresponsible behavior. Shift away from simple beach holidays. Restrictive packages, inflexible places, times, forms of travel. Unexpected charges. Modern travelers more confident or independent. Various tourist destinations. There are 3 primary categories of tourist destinations. Coastal areas, where tourists enjoy activities related to beaches and the seaside. Countryside areas. Tourists partake in outdoor activities, for example mountain hiking. Towns or cities. These may have significant cultural or historic attractions and places of business. Remember, these categories are not set in stone. Some destinations and holidays may incorporate all 3 categories. For example, a tourist may stay in a coastal city, like Barcelona or Miami, and travel inland to visit landscape attractions. Culture and heritage. Culture refers to the way of life and ideas of specific societies or groups. Culture comprises beliefs or customs, language, food or drink, arts, for example music, theatre, dance. Heritage refers to the history of a place. A place with an interesting heritage might have historical figures or buildings, religious sites, famous persons. For many UK tourists wishing to go beyond sunny retreats, culture and heritage are hugely influential for where tourists decide to visit and spend their money. Tourism products and services. Tourism products and services. Introduction to the module. This module will give you an understanding of what products look like in the tourism industry, what components they have, and what the life cycle looks like. We will also learn how to market tourism products and to assess the feasibility of new ventures. By the end of this module, you will be able to understand what constitutes products in tourism, describe marketing strategies for tourism, understand how products go through life cycles. Tourism's products, services, and goals. Looking at the tourism industry as a whole, the spectrum of services it offers, for example hotels, tours, theme parks, etc., comprises its overall product. At the core of these products are travel, accommodation, food, drink. The goal of businesses in the tourism industry is to get visitors to spend as much as possible by coaxing them into using their products. Marketing mix. Marketing is vital to every business to make consumers of products, especially service orientation industries like tourism. The 5 principles, 5 Ps, of marketing are product, functionality, appearance, warranty, price, costs, profitability, value, competitiveness, incentives. promotion, promotions, advertisements, public relations, media, messaging. Place, distribution channel, access to market, service levels, logistics, market coverage. People, who is doing the selling, what services they provide, and how do they provide them, how will this look to customers, who are the customers? Components of tourism products or services. There are two primary kinds of tourist attractions. Remember, these attractions are essentially marketable products. These are experiences or services or products that can or cannot be replicated or improved. For example, the French Alps or the Mona Lisa are uniquely French, they cannot be copied or improved. More tangible aspects of the tourism industry can be developed and changed. These are infrastructure. These are the things that make tourism possible, such as airports, electricity, roads, and drainage. It is the basis for the superstructure. Superstructure. This is composed of a range of tourism services, including accommodation, restaurants, and activities. Tangible and intangible. Another way of thinking about tourism products or services is as tangible and intangible. Tangible factors. These are objective features of a place that can be measured. These include environment, weather, infrastructure, superstructure. Intangible factors. These are subjective features of a place that are not so easily measured. They include the feelings a place brings out in visitors, welcomingness, exotism, transportation. Any product delivery plan within the tourism industry must include transportation considerations. After all, this is what ultimately brings in tourists, customers. Tourists can travel by road, rail, air, and water. If a destination is well connected by transportation infrastructure, a strong tourist superstructure can be developed. Prestigious national airlines are especially important in this respect, as they best both attract and support international tourism. Roads. Tourism requires an adequate network of roads to ensure access to attractions. For many Western tourists, private cars are hugely important for getting to destinations. Private cars also provide a much-desired sense of control and independence. Long-distance buses likewise allow tourists to get around. The issue with roads, however, is that they can cause environmental issues and exacerbate congestion. Life cycle of tourism products. All products go through life cycles and must react to market trends. They are planned and introduced, they grow, become mature, level off, and decline. When products decline, interventions are needed. We can see this with the tourism industry fine-tuning its destinations, products, and services as they go in and out of fashion. Tourist destinations must constantly adapt, even when they are successful, in order to meet changing expectations and demands. Product feasibility. Shifting away from this macro view of the tourism industry, individual businesses or products, like hotels or restaurants, also have a life cycle. As such, tourism consultants examining new venture must conduct a feasibility study that includes the following considerations. Define product or market parameters. Marketing approach. Thorough financial projections. Development of the product. These plans must be revised by actual costs, situational changes, and incomes. Feasibility from government's point of view. The previous slide examined general guidelines. Public and private perspectives also include other expectations. Let's examine these individually. From governmental perspectives, the following must be considered for new touristic ventures. Policy and strategy, strategy and demand analysis. Development needs, for example infrastructure, legal terms, financing. Environmental impact, regulation compliance. Economic impact, contributions to the economy, jobs created, influence on other businesses. Social impact, how it affects the community, need to consult the local community. Ownership or management, who in charge, what kind of enterprise is it?